Welcome to Spectacle on Television Nigeria. I am your host, Daniel. Welcome to Spectacle on Television Nigeria. I am your host, Daniel Atai. Welcome to Spectacle on Television Nigerian. I am Daniel Atai. Today we continue to look into political parties' ideologies in our fourth democratic dispensation, which started from 1999 under the PDP administrations to APC administration. Now, what have we learned from political parties as one institution of democracy? Have they been able to discharge their manifestos exemplarily? How long do we have to go further to ensure this institution becomes expedient for the true democracy to thrive in the country? I won't be doing that alone. I have in the studio Alache Ode, an officer of the British Empire. She was also a technical advisor to Dr. Sam Shamsuddin, former minister of the then National Planning Commission, now known as the Ministry of Budget and National Planning. Also, I have a socio-political analyst, Emmanuel Alabitobi, in the studio too. They will deal with the analysis and proffer solutions that will enhance our political parties if adhered to. Stay tuned with this video of Obaseki lavishing praise on his former boss, the national chairman of the All Progressive Congress, Oshiomhole, as one of the reference points to what political parties miss ideologies. Don't forget, last week we showed you how Oshiomhole was praising his godson when endorsing him as candidate to be elected to lead Edo people in the 2016 election. Please enjoy it.
I am humbled by the profound honor and pride of succeeding a governor who, in the last 8 years, provided dedicated, inspired, fearless, and indefatigable leadership that has transformed our great state in ways which most people considered impossible. Taking the reins of office from our one and only comrade Adams Oshiomhole, my leader and mentor, who is also leader and mentor to many of us, is an honor that I will always treasure. I will always respect and hold dear his love, his trust, confidence, counsel, and inspiration. Comrade Governor, I want to thank you in the presence of all and before the whole world for being the leader that you have been for the people of Edo State. For the wisdom which you have pursued our common interests and well-being. For being all that you have been to me. I want to assure you that as we take over today from where you stopped, we have resolved to build on your legacy.
The president said, go and build the party from the base, from the word. That is what we are doing. And anybody who cannot comply with the party structure has to leave the party.
Second term for me is non-negotiable. I am demanding it because I deserve it.
We are warning the suspended national chairman. If he continues with his activities in Edo State, I will show him that I am the governor of Edo State.
Attend this meeting. I'm also in Abuja to meet with the IG. I have a petition to the IG and to the director of SSS to the effect that Comrade Oshiomhole should be arrested by the police and be arrested by the State Security Service.
Completely a suicidal mission for Obaseki, and it is in his own enlightened self-interest politically to realign himself.
Like I said last week, we showed you that of the praises that Oshiomhole himself lavished while endorsing Obaseki as governor of Edo State. And today we are showing you how Obaseki himself, the prince, lavished praises on his godfather, who in 1999, when OBJ took over from Abdul Salami, when this dispensation of the Fourth Republic began democratically. He had issue during his second term with his vice chairman, his vice president, Atiku Abubakar, and a lot of stories like that. In Benue, we saw how the godfather to this present governor, Governor Samuel Otom, who was Senator Akume, brought him to the party, ensured he won the ticket of the party, became governor. For a second term, he did for APC. We saw how Otom left the party, the APC, to PDP, and these political parties' shenanigans and, should I say, charlatanism. We don't know whether they actually have ideologies and expediency to give us what we need in the country, in this the most populous nation of Africa, Nigeria, so that we will know. The officer of the British Empire, I will begin with you. Alachelde, you are a national planner and you have experience. We are saying in the country now, you will give us objective and constructive criticism, and then you proffer us solution as a planner, what we must do to get it right in our political parties. You watch that clip and you have the history from 1999. This is our Fourth Republic, norms and etiquette of what real democracy should be.
Okay. Thank you very much for having me on your program.
You're welcome.
I think one of the things that we must engage with initially is what kind of, it's not even about the party ideologies, it's about what is our democratic ideology.
Okay.
What kind of democracy are we aspiring to be, so that political parties that are structures and instruments of achieving that democratic ideal will then follow suit. I get upset. 90% of the time, top political people in this country, ask them, what is democracy, the meaning of democracy? They start regurgitating one of the most basic and fundamental definitions of democracy that has become redundant. The people elected any government into power. So what is our democracy about? And that is why you have this introduction of things like godfatherism, monetary politics, where the respect for even party rules are not upheld. Every party has its party rules. I studied and looked at most of these political parties. There are schedules. Who is supposed to be a delegate? Is it local government? When it comes to the time of the primaries, somebody sits down and writes the names of people who cannot. Party chairman or so on and so forth. Have our parties got ideologies? No.
Okay.
Because if you ask me today, based on, you see there are two different aspects. There's political ideology and political practice.
Okay.
I cannot tell you which party in Nigeria is left of the center or right of the center. Or a little bit to the left and a little bit to the right. People call themselves progressive. I can be a progressive autocratic person.
Oh, yeah.
I can be a progressive military regime. So who is a little to the left? And that is when you can pick up a document and know for sure. You know today that when you're in the UK, for instance, between the Tory or the Conservatives as they are called, and the Labour Party and the Lib Dem, you will know that when it comes to immigration issues, that the Labour Party will take the side of the immigrant. That the Conservative Party will look to...
The Labour Party represent the people.
They are more left of the center.
Okay.
While the Conservatives, don't hide it, they are conservatives, they are rightists. You go to any place, you find people, even the Christian Democrats in different countries and so on. If you go to the United States, you know the Republican and the Democrats, you know who is on the left and who is on the right.
Yes.
In Nigeria, there's no such distinction. No such distinction.
But why?
Because there's no ideology. I cannot go to a party and say, please, give me a copy of your party ideology. What you stand for, not manifesto, comes out of the ideology.
Okay.
You will tell you, I stand for the right of I stand for this, I stand for this, so that your manifesto will link to that ideology. We don't have it. You go to some states, some of the party, you cannot differentiate between an APC or a PDP governor. You go to some states, you can't differentiate.
Yes.
But if there was an ideology, all the governors will toe the line of that particular party.
Yeah.
We do not even look and review ideologies if they are in manifestos.
Because we said we criticize...
Political practice spoke for themselves. And then we saw the ACN, CPC as a people's party, and we thought they would be left of the center.
Yeah.
But the migration and the open willingness of the APC to take migrants from the right of the right, extreme right, into the party. And not only that, they became governors like in Benue State and so on. You know, like you mentioned. So the acceptance, somebody coming into your party must buy into that ideology. And we don't have it. We don't have ideological differences. And you cannot create it Unfortunately, or fortunately, I don't know. What happens is that
we can't create
the democratic system we practice, which I always hammer, is competitive elitism. Okay. It's about the elites. And because of competitive elitism, it is based on your candidature of being an elite vis-a-vis, and these political parties need money. They need money. So when you come with your trillions and you get accepted into the hierarchy of any political party, otherwise, you know, look, I saw the clip. I think this quarrel would have been resolved, or this disagreement would have been resolved in how. I want to be frank. Yeah? It's a national embarrassment. Power play.
That is the issue. That is the issue. And how long? For how long? How?
We are going to face disruption. We are going to have our votes discountenanced by rigging. We are going to have all sorts of things.
We also look into the security as one of the institutions, the security architecture for electioneering processes.
So, you see, in terms of maybe, you know, in terms of ideology, I don't know. We don't have any ideology.
All right. You may use a minute to tell us how you plan for us, for the government to have party ideologies. How do we
you see, there's what we call the private versus the public. And government is delimited when it comes to the private. And the political party consists of memberships of individuals. And so government cannot legislate their ideology. The people themselves who are members of that political party to push for an agenda where they have a convention, where the thing is tabled on the agenda during the convention, that we need a party ideology so that I at the ward, I know who I am associating with. I know who my bed skewed our perception of what politics, political parties, political practice, political ideologies are. We just have to begin to really look back and engage. And engage with the concept of ideologically parallel parties so that I have an option, a viable option that meets my need.
Okay, that is, when you talk about parallel party now, or parties, you're talking about what option are you referring to?
I'm talking of ideological option.
Okay.
If you're going to be right-wing, I know you are
that
right.
You are going to be PDP, you remain PDP with PDP's ideology.
Yes.
If you want to be APC, you remain APC. Just
like there are some things that one would not have agreed with. I contested it. Gay relationship, gay marriages, lesbians, transgender, which is another identity thing you need to discuss about, because there are 100 identities that are being discussed in the UK at the moment. That people fall within 100 identities. You don't have to be a man or a woman. Because Labour Party is a left-wing party, and it is concerned about the different people and does not allow discrimination. And they will never approve gay marriages or acknowledge values that party will not give you. You know, if you go to the left-wing party, it's recognized by the.
Somebody can just come out, then you just come and deceive, and you just go and have your cake. That is why most people are very, very scared to practice their franchise, because the electoral system is weak. Because why did I say this? The way they manage these institutions to face government that they are doing the wrong thing, that is where ideology lies. But because there is no ideology, the country continues to be in shambles.
Thank you.
You should have education top So that for 60 years, 80 years, it is the manifesto that changes year in, year out, or every 4 years. Our people do not, they have research units in this unit, is to keep bringing up-to-date things for our party ideology from which we derive our manifesto.
Now, do Emmanuel, I'll come back to you. Do you suggest that the political parties have a concrete manifesto? Even we discuss to what is happening in Edo State, and you can take it from 1999 as well.
From 1990.
Andy.
Let me remind you, when a man makes you, a man will bridge you.
When a man makes you, a man will bridge you.
He will break you.
He will break you, okay?
Yes, because he will tell you, I am the one. Permit me to flip your memory back to when Gaddafi was about leaving Libya. He used a word, and the word I made. I built Libya, I will destroy Libya. If you remember his words, today Libya is nowhere in history. Back to Edo State. If you look at Edo State is going to break to pieces in the sense that Obaseki and Oshiomhole, APC and the umbrella, the broomstick. I titled the write-up by saying APC and the breaking broomsticks. If you look at it today, the man that made, the man in quotes, who made Godwin Obaseki is trying to break him by saying, I brought you, I will also break you. So badly, the idea of godfatherism. But today, what do we have? A little show of shame, whereby getting innings are being washed outside. So what's the idea?
Okay. Can I ask you a question, Andy?
Go ahead, sir. Yes, sir.
Have you watched the clip we began with when Oshiomhole was the best, and will continue to be the best, that he will uphold all the tenets he has learned from Oshiomhole?
Always respect
and will always respect Oshiomhole as a genuine and pious
mentor.
His mentor.
Mr. Presenter, you know all kinds of wine, all kinds of people around them, then they begin to see themselves as a small god. Now, after the inauguration and everything, if you look at it, you saw the way Adam Oshiomhole and his wife sat down.
Yes.
And they were nodding their head.
Yes, they were so happy receiving the praises.
Smile. The smiles are not a very good smile. But they did not look beyond their shoulder. I don't know if you understand.
Yeah.
Politicians, they have a very short sight. Politicians don't look beyond their shoulder. It is what comes around them that moment is what they see. Weeping child, Godwin Obaseki, who is crying without tears.
Crying with that. Thank you very much, Andy. I think you have finished the analysis for us, and Madam, I beg to say that this is where we may stop. Just 5 seconds to nail it out for us, and you have 5 seconds so that we can go.
I think our democracy needs to be enriched.
Okay.
Our democracy needs to be clear what we want and the model we want it to be. Our democracy has to shift away from being a test of consent every 4 years.
A test of consent.
We did a test of consent.
And who is to do that?
It has to be the whole
system, the
system,
National Assembly.
the assembly, the people. We have to deepen our democracy. Shift. And even if it is bringing some kind of beauty into the competitive elitism we have now.
Yes.
We have to look at a system that negotiates our identities, our interests, our cultures, and so on, and put on, so that we know that when we subscribe to a particular party,
when we say APC, we know it's change. When we say PDP, we know it's power. So that we can actually drive those
agendas, and even change has to be couched within a progressive one.
Okay.
And we must do that.
Thank you very much, Alacho, the officer of the British Empire, for coming to Spectacle today. Now, Emmanuel, last take, please.
All right.